Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
Folks, I'm done. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Popasi vuguvugu, popani idea.
Sazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa. Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili. Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili. Hiyo inaweza kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni duniani leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Good evening and many thanks for joining us this the third day of June the year 2025. Indeed, it's a day that a lot is happening in the country and across the border. Talk about cases to do with abduction and the violation of human rights as the case, or rather the incident that happened that happened to Kenyan activist and his Ugandan counterpart continue to elicit mixed reaction across the country and of course beyond the borders. And away from that, it's a day that we have witnessed another drama that ensued in our corridors of justice when Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembea's allied were arrested in connection with distractions that were witnessed a few weeks ago in line with the arrest of Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembea in a case that he has been entangled about the corruption allegations leveled against him. But don't forget, in our State of the Nation tonight, we focus on the state of economy. For the better part of this month, we'll be talking about matters economy and of course finance and budget. And this is what we know. The budget is 4.2 trillion. Out of this, we have the winners and the losers. And tonight we want to focus on the biggest beneficiaries and of course the biggest losers of this proposed budget estimate for the finance year 2025-2026. Now, the education sector has received the highest allocation in the national government's budget estimate for the financial year 2025-2026. According to the analysis by the Parliamentary Budget Office, the sector will account for 28.1% of the total budget, translating to 701.1 billion shillings. This is significant allocation is intended to support schools capitation across the country. Remember, this is the ongoing issue about the ever cases of school capitation, where many schools have been lamenting about capitations that has made learning institution to carry out the operation to almost an halt in this process. And this in primary schools and of course the primary and secondary schools, which will be very important when it comes to now funding the operations of the institution of higher learning and of course the primary level and even the tertiary and the university institution. It will also cater for the remuneration of teachers, instructors and lecturers, as well as the development and expansion of educational infrastructure. Another sector that has ripped big in this is the healthcare docket, with a budget estimate of 136.8 billion in the financial year 2025 budget estimate. These funds will be channeled in the key critical sectors such as the National Referral and Specialized Services, which has been allocated 54 billion, while 16.8 billion will be channeled to reproductive, maternal, newborn and child adolescents health, and 13 billion for primary health care fund, and additional 10 billion has been set aside for emergency, chronic and critical illness fund. KEMSA will receive 5 billion, while Kenya Medical Training College, or if you prefer the acronym KMTC, will receive 8.8 billion, and 4 billion has been allocated to support the implementation of the Universal Health Coverage UHC. Now, those are part of the winners in this estimated budget. Now, let's take a look at the losers. The 2025 budget has seen key sectors receiving a significant budget cut, with others gutted systematically, and the executive is the biggest casualties of this year's budget cut, with its budget slashed to 2.428 trillion, which is a reduction of 18.8 billion from the previous budget. Parliament has seen its budget also reduced for financial year 2025-2026 by 7 billion. Judiciary too has not been spared either. Its budget estimate chopped to 26.7 billion, a slight reduction of 87 million from the previous budget. Well, this is now the winners and the losers of this estimated budget for the finance year 2025-2026. And of course, remember on Thursday next week, Treasury CS John Mbadi will be heading to Parliament to read this budget, the 4.2 trillion budget, and of course with key allocations. Remember, it is important to note that some sectors have been gutted systematically with no allocation whatsoever for this financial year 2025-2025, with new emerging sectors also being allocated funds to actually boost the economic growth in line with what is many will call the Kenya Kwanza Vision Plan. And other emerging sectors like the Kenya Meat Commission, we have the aviation industry, which has been allocated some funds in regard to this, which in the previous year, such budget was out of reach. So better part of this discussion is all about finance bill. The finance bill, which is a document that will fund the financial year, the budget for the finance year 2025-2026, and we'll be bringing you a comprehensive coverage in our subsequent bulletin, all you need to know about matters finance. Anyway, so let's take a look at some of the stories that will be forming part of our broadcast tonight.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Auma Evans.
Right, so tonight our sign language interpreter tonight is Naomi Omboi. Remember, you can talk to us on all of our social media platforms. We are coming to you live on YouTube at KUTV News Live. You can tweet us on X at KUTV_Kenya. You can also tag me along at Auma Evans, the hashtag to use, State of the Nation. So tonight we begin in the corridors of justice. 3 allies of embattled Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya were dramatically arrested outside Milimani Law Court. Tension ensued moment after Trans Nzoia Governor attended the mention of his corruption case when men in suit clashed with Natembeya's supporters near the courthouse, leading to the forceful arrest of individuals believed to be Natembeya's as ally. Among them, his communication director Felix Cialo. Disturbing footages captured the arrest, showing resistance and cry from those detained. All right, still in the corridors of justice, software developer Ross Jerry, who is accused of developing a platform to submit feedback on the 2025 finance bill that interfered with the computer system, sending a mass email to the Finance Committee of the National Assembly, has been released on 100,000 Kenyan shillings on bond. Jerry is accused of interfering with the normal functioning of the systems of the Finance Committee, which was granted she was granted personal bond, and her case scheduled for June 20th to determine whether she will answer to charges related to alleged cybercrime offenses. Jerry did not take plea. And now President William Ruto has inaugurated a new police housing project in Nairobi's industrial area, funded by the Central Bank of Kenya in collaboration with the National Police Service. The 210-unit housing project aimed to enhance the living condition of police officers. Stephen Masha reports.
The partnership between the Central Bank of Kenya and the National Police Service has yielded success with the unveiling of 210 full-furnished housing units by President William Ruto. The CBK Police Housing Project, initiated in August 2021, represents a significant step towards improving the welfare of police officers attached to the Central Bank of Kenya.
It is possible for government to work together, different agencies, different departments, so that we can unlock value from the assets that we have. There is absolutely no reason why a government agency can hold on to land that they are not using appropriately if another agency of government can unlock the value from that land and value that is shared between the two institutions.
President William Ruto emphasized the importance of government agencies in partnering with each other to streamline various government projects. Cabinet Secretary for Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development, Alice Wahome, called for closer cooperation between county governments and the national government to ensure the successful implementation of affordable housing initiative.
So let us not be stuck there with the people who have been attacking the housing program, affordable housing program. The many ministers, because we had 40 ministers, Your Excellency, on Thursday in Kenya to attend UN Habitat, ministers on the line of housing and urban development.
During the event, Nairobi leaders led by Governor Johnson Sakaja urged all residents, including national government institutions, to clear outstanding taxes and land rates to enable the county government to provide essential services effectively. Governor Johnson Sakaja reiterated the need for collaboration between the national government and the county government to address critical services delivery challenges.
Driving revenue in the city, and some people have tried to take it negatively. There are people who unfortunately had to leave their houses. They've been staying in council houses without paying for 15 years, without paying a single shilling. Out of 255,000 parcels of land in Nairobi, only 50,000 have opened accounts on Nairobi Pay. And the burden of the city is being carried by too few people.
The project stems from a memorandum of understanding between the CBK and the National Police Service, under which CBK leased 4.1 acres of land to the National Police Service for 60 years in Nairobi. Stephen Masha, KUTV, Nairobi.
All right, now matters diplomatic ties. Azerbaijan has officially inaugurated its embassy in Nairobi, marking 2 decades of diplomatic ties with Kenya. This milestone underscores a renewed commitment to enhancing cooperation in trade, education, global climate action and diplomacy through strengthened multilateral partnership.
The inauguration of Azerbaijan embassy in Nairobi symbolizes the growing relationship between the two nations over the past 20 years. This development is expected to deepen bilateral ties and pave the way for new opportunities in various sectors. Speaking at the event, Kenya's Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi reaffirmed Kenya's dedication to expand partnership in key areas, including trade, energy, education, defense, and environmental sustainability. He noted the success of recent bilateral discussions in Nairobi, which outlined critical areas of collaboration and called for expedited progress on pending memorandum of understandings.
Your visit provides an opportunity for our two friendly nations to review our relations, discuss issues of mutual interest, and explore new avenues for collaboration.
Azerbaijan Foreign Minister Ceyhun Bayramov praised Kenya's favorable diplomatic climate and expressed enthusiasm for closer cooperation, particularly in youth development, cultural exchange, education, and multilateral forums like the United Nations.
So we're very happy with the stance and with the position of friendly Kenya in international affairs. And you said about your beautiful capital being a headquarter for many international organizations and being a kind of international hub for many international affairs. And we totally share, and we consider this as a huge success of Kenyan diplomacy, and the mere fact that Kenya was elected 3 times to the UN Security Council is another evidence of recognition of the very active role and the weight of Kenyan diplomacy on international affairs.
Mudavadi also urged Azerbaijan's backing for Africa's bid to host the Global Plastic Treaty Secretariat in Nairobi and invited Azerbaijan to co-sponsor core resolutions at the upcoming UNEA 7 in December 2025.
Let me also take this opportunity to sincerely congratulate the Republic of Azerbaijan and its great people on the occasion of your Independence Day, which was marked on 28th May in remembrance of the attainment of self-rule. Your Excellency, this is surprising because yours was 28th May. We have just marked our Madaraka Day, which is the 1st of June. So fate keeps on putting us together.
In a separate meeting at State House, President William Ruto hosted Minister Bayramov, who extended an invitation for a state visit to Baku, with both leaders reaffirming their commitment to building a meaningful and enduring partnership. Blue Ismail Hassan, KUTV.
Now let me take you to Embu County. Women leaders in Embu County have strongly defended their governor amid its claims that senior government officials are scheming to undermine her leadership. They denounced the attacks as politically motivated and rooted in gender bias, asserting that the governor rather is being targeted not for her performance, but because of her position as a powerful woman in leadership. The story was produced by our very own Edina Nerea.
Just 2 days after the Embu governor alleged a plot by top UDA officials to destabilize her leadership, a coalition of women led by Eunice Kinyua came forward to support her. The group condemned the attacks, labeling them coordinated, political, and sexist. Kinyua dismissed the allegations against the governor as baseless and a clear case of a political witch hunt aimed at discrediting her.
Ningetaka kusema kwa wale wako nyuma ya gavana kumtusi na kuambia mambo ambayo ifai, tunawakoma na tuambie wakome hiyo tabia, sababu sisi kama wamama tunapenda gavana sana na tunataka kufanyiwa kazi na gavana. Wasisuie gavana kutufanyia kazi na mambo ya matusi. Kama wanataka uongozi wakuje 2032 tutawapea kura. But sasa wakubalia gavana afanye kazi miaka yake 10 hizi. Na kama wanaendelea kutusi gavana, wajue kwamba sisi wamama tumeamua hakuna mwanamke atawapea kura hata mmoja. Tutawaambia waende wachaguliwe na wanaume na spande na wanaume wetu. Wanaume wetu tutawaambia wachague. Ile kazi anafanya ya muhimu sisi tunaiona. Tukiangalia kwa mashamba yetu tunaona vile mimea imemea vizuri. Ametupea mahindi, atupea fertilizer. Hawa kitambo hatujaona gavana anaweza peana mimea ya kupanda. Tunakuwa na shinda sana tukipanda, but gavana ametuangalia na akatupea mbegu. Kama mtu anataka kuitisha kiti, aitisha na njia ya heshima, aitisha kiti yake, achane na gavana. Wamama tumekasirika na ndio tumetoka kusema gavana ametosha na ndio tunaenda na yeye.
Catherine Wanjiku, another key leader, warned that continued disrespect against the governor will prompt women to take their protests to the streets and even to the State House. She emphasized their readiness to stand up for their leader, asserting that such actions are necessary to protect women's leadership. Wanjiku called on all supporters to remain united and vigilant in their commitment to defending their governor.
Tunaomba wasisahudhuriwe ni mtu wowote kama wowote, na akiendelea kutukana ni wao wamamtukana. Tutapiga nduru, tusukue miti juu na tuende mpaka State House.
Jacinta Njuki further highlighted the collective resolve of Embu women to back their governor and stand against any form of disrespect. She stressed the importance of unity among women, urging them to remain steadfast in protecting women's leadership and refusing to tolerate insults or attacks directed at their leader.
Mambo ya kutushiwa na watu hatuitaki. Watatusi gavana wetu tutawashika hivi. Na mimi najua hata kama ni nani akitusi gavana, najua sisi tutamkomesha. Tukiwa akina mama tukishikana hivi hawatatuweza. Najua hiyo mambo yote na tutafanya na tutamsikilia. Tunampenda sana sababu ni mama wetu.
Amid rising political tensions, the women of Embu have made their position clear. They will not allow their governor to be undermined. Their solidarity showcases the growing strength and influence of women in leadership and their unwavering commitment to justice and equality. Rajab Juma, KUTV.
Right, from Embu to Machakos, now leaders from Ukambani have issued a rallying call for unity in order to secure development support from the national government, similar to what is being experienced in other regions aligned with the government. Speaking during an event in Ukambani, former Machakos County Principal Chief Joshua Kimeu stated that unless Ukambani leaders led by Kalonzo Musyoka and other regional leaders join forces with the national government, the region will continue to be sidelined on development matters. Additionally, Kimeu criticized ward representatives in Machakos County for fueling division within the county assembly, which has remained closed for a period due to lack of consensus.
Tupatia maendeleo kama vile kaunti zile zingine tunaona maendeleo ikiendelea. Na tukiangalia kaunti zile zingine watu wengi wamepata ajira na wanapata pesa, wanarudisha nyumbani kusomesha, kununua chakula na kujiendelesha kimaisha. Kwa hivyo tunaomba viongozi wetu wakiongozwa na gavana na seneta wetu yule anakalia kiti kwa sasa, na wale wengine kwa sababu walete au viongozi wa MCS wawe wanaweza kufanya kazi pamoja.
Right, 24 minutes past 9 o'clock. Time to take our very first break here on the State of the Nation. Remember, plenty more to follow after the break.
Our planet's future is in our hands. However, there is a threat to the brightness of this tomorrow. On EarthCheck, we share the challenges, the solutions, and the hope.
I would call this a very momentous day, a very critical day.
Every episode every story, every step we take creates a ripple. Join me, the environmentalist Emmanuel Kutosi, on KUTV every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and be part of Action. Welcome.
Ni nguzo na uso wa jamii. Kupanda shuka, akawa tuzo. Ukakamavu wake, ukatii, na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke, akabaini jinsi ya kuweni. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari, kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari-ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake, nami Caroline Kimwele.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Pepo pasi vuguvugu. Pepo pa ni idea.
Tazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa. Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, hiyo inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni duniani leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Auma Evans.
Right, welcome back and thank you for keeping it state of the nation. Now let's move on. Traders at Lupita Market in Busia County have expressed their dissatisfaction with the unhygienic working condition at the market, which ranges from uncollected garbage and lack of washrooms, which has forced traders to operate along the road reserves.
Lupita traders in Nampala constituency, Busia County, stand at the heart of local commerce, fueling the economy and supporting countless families. But behind the vibrant stalls and busy trade lies a growing cry for help. These hardworking traders face increasing challenges from poor management that leads to bad roads, lack of water and electricity, hence threatening their livelihoods. Speaking at the market in the fund drive, which aimed at empowering traders to boost their stock, David Oya, who was the chief guest, urged the current leadership to up their game and construct a modern market as a form of empowering the traders.
Nimesikia kwamba wakisema pia ni changamoto, hawana soko, wanachomwa na jua. Ukisikia wakinitisha mambo ya umbrella, so kuna changamoto kubwa sana katika hii soko.
Local traders present slam the current leadership for their negligence in ensuring their well-being.
Tuko na changamoto wakati mvua inanyesha, hatuna mwavuli wa kujikinga wala soko la kisasa. Hata mtu akikuja na gari ati anataka kununua hapa chakula, hakuna barabara yenye mtu ataingia kwa hii soko ati anunue kitu. Ni ngumu sana. Tena hata hakuna, ukienda kupatia mtu change unastukia hata amekupea 200 unampatia 300.
Traders of Lupita Market plead desperately with their leaders, their voices seemingly drawn by silence. This has led to market faltering with dreams crumbling. The traders are now demanding support, fairness and urgent reforms that will survey their economic status and ensure their safety. Edward Sakwa, KUTV, Nairobi.
Right, thank you for that comprehensive reporting from Edward. Now, Matters Health, nurses in Narok County have issued a 26-day strike notice threatening to join nationwide demonstrations over employment status of their colleague under the Universal Health Coverage program. Led by Philip Tunui, Deputy Secretary of Kenya National Union of Nurses, the nurses are demanding that the Council of Governors and the national government place UHC nurses on permanent and pensionable terms. Tunui also criticized the failure to implement the 2024 CRC agreement despite government's push for the Social Health Authority (SHA) and an acute shortage of nurses in hospitals. Counties have reportedly not hired new nurses during this period.
Sisi kama wauguzi wa Narok wote tunaungana pamoja na wauguzi wa Kenya tukiongozwa na Secretary General Seth Panyaku kwamba katika muda wa siku 26 tumepatiana onyo Council of Governors pamoja na National Government waitimise ile kitu tulikuwa tumesema kwamba sisi kama wauguzi wa Kenya tunahitaji. La kwanza ni kwamba sasa hizi tuko na nurses ambaye wako under UNC for the last 5 years. Wameteseka, hawana mshahara, hawana chochote na wameandikwa na serikali. Na sasa hizi wako na shida mingi. La pili ni kwamba katika mahospitali yetu tuko na upungufu wa wauguzi. Ukitembea kila mahospitali wauguzi hawajawahi kuwa na idadi ambayo wanahitajika. Kama sasa katika hospitali ya dispensary wauguzi wanastahili kuwa 6 lakini sasa hizi ni 1.
Right, let's take yet another short breather here on KUTV State of the Nation. We'll be back with more.
Corridors. We bring you experts to discuss issues affecting your health, from diet to mental health. The familiar and the ignored are both put into perspective. We then dive into the environment and look at the effects of climate change and its solutions. Join me, Mutegi K. Martin, every Friday at 9 p.m. as we learn on how to better our health while taking care of our environment. Only on KUTV.
So my name is Jakub Petri. I'm Associate Professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland. And I'm the main coordinator of the CAFE project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Ewa Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting-edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
2, 3, keep on going. 4, 5, 6, keep on going. 7, go for 8. Give me 9. 10 more to go. 10, 9, good job. 8, low. Squat, low. The rest, take it all the way up.
Baada ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi walio wana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili
bila uoga. Watu wana uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi, hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Auma Evans.
Right, welcome back, and now let's continue with our broadcast. Now, at least 1.8 million Kenyans in arid and semi-arid regions face food insecurity. This stark figures was shared today by Principal Secretary in the State Department of Science, Research and Innovation, Abdallah Hussein, during the launch of the National Dialogue on Genetically Modified Organisms, GMOs. Joined by state agencies and leading scientists, he called for the adoption of modern food technologies to boost Kenya's agricultural productivity. KUTV's Emmanuel Kutosi was in attendance and filed the following report.
Doing it naturally. And let me explain how it all began.
For years, the term GMO has stirred more heat than harvest. Since Kenya's 2012 ban on genetically modified organisms cultivation aimed at shielding smallholder farmers and its lifting in 2022, the conversation has been muddied by fear, politics, and plenty of misinformation.
And we have not had any incident where consumption of genetically modified products has been linked to any form of sickness or disease. What there are perceptions. People feel that this is a tool or a technology that they don't quite see physically.
There is that importance as well, and I want to inform you that my office is going to have a conversation with the relevant people and the governors as well, so that in each and every county in this country have Science, Technology, Innovation Office.
In a joint motion, the National Biosafety Authority and the Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, KALO, alongside other bodies, spearheaded the public forum, a national dialogue to sow clarity where confusion has taken root. Principal Secretary in the State Department of Science, Research and Innovation, Abdallah Hussein, called for an embrace of technology, noting that it was Kenya's time to take the leap.
Conversation continues, the sciences evolve, and there are so many other things that are going to come. Why should you always be consumers of technology and not producers of technology?
A technology that has been there now over the last 30 years. Other countries have been benefiting from the technology. Farmers have been growing the crops, and we keep playing catch up. But we play catch up because of this polarization of debates. But if we come together, to dialogue together, to reason together, we hope that we can be able to at least clarify.
The National Biosafety Authority CEO Nehemiah Ngetich assuring that they were busy in the business of assuring the safety of Kenyans in the wake of these advancements.
This is the 5th year of planting PT cotton, and we have other products in the pipeline just to assure Kenyans that NBA is there to ensure safety of all GMO matters. I don't know.
The problem is that anything that we're using is perceived to be carcinogenic. Every program, every crops we eat, sometimes people think it has actually cancer cells in it. It is not true.
There remains significantly low public trust in GMOs in Kenya, with a limited awareness, misinformation, and fear of corporate control only fueling the lack of clarity that this dialogue hopes to remedy.
To undertake mass rollout of public education and awareness both at the national and the county level, so that people are well informed to make their decisions. By embracing science and innovation, we're addressing valid concerns through transparent, inclusive dialogue. We can make significant strides towards achieving global food security.
GMOs have been noted not as silver bullet, but they are a powerful tool. The benefits include increased yields, pest resistance, and food security. However, replanting GMO seeds is discouraged, as second-generation seeds may carry recessive traits impacting output.
Is real. Si yale mambo tunasikia kwamba hii ni kitu ambayo inakuja kutumaliza, kuua mpaka kuua mpaka mifugo, kuua mpaka binadamu. Ikawa kwamba hii mmea ni mmea ambayo unafanya vizuri sana. Hii mbegu inafanya vizuri.
Kwa kitu East mvua ni kidogo. Saa ingine tunapanda mahindi, hatupati kitu. Lakini wakati nilisikia mambo ya pamba, nilianza kupanda pamba mapema. Lakini wakati nilisikia mambo ya MBT na nikasikia vile iko, nikaenda Busia kuona vile ile ndemo ilikuwa imetengenezwa huko Busia. Nikaona nikirudi acha nilime MBT, na nimekuwa nikilima MBT na nimeona faida sana.
Despite legal hurdles and a court-ordered suspension, Kenya has already approved BT cotton genetically engineered to resist the devastating bollworm. Trials are also underway for drought-tolerant maize, vitamin A-enriched cassava, and bio-fortified sorghum.
Thing can be released out into the public until it has been tested, debated, made sure that even those using it from other countries are using it without damage.
We might not be able to bring everybody in this room. That's why you're here by the end of the day, after this conversation and dialogue. If you trust and believe whatever has been said here is positive, is good, please spread outside there. Be the agents of change.
Today's national dialogue played as a step towards clarity, with Kenyan scientists saying the time to leap is now. With transparency, sound regulation and public trust, experts say Kenya is poised to lead the continent in agricultural biotechnology.
And can happen actually without doing it naturally. And let me explain how it's all begun.
Emmanuel Kutosi, KUTV.
Now it's time for the latest in the world of sports. Now, Firehawks continued their good run of winning matches by overwhelming Kisiwa TTI 41-25 in the women's handball match played at the Nyayo National Stadium. Firehawks, who are participating in the league for the first time, have been in a satisfactory level, winning 2 matches and losing 2 out of 4 matches they played. The matches lost were against Ulinzi Sharks and Nairobi Water, while winning against Daystar and Kenyatta University. Firehawks are currently occupying 10th position in the Kenya Handball League standings. Right, and just a quick reminder for the lovers of football and the patriotic Kenyans. Harambee Stars jetted for Morocco tonight ahead of the back-to-back friendly matches against Chad. Remember, these matches will be used as a preparation for the CHAN, just to gauge the team's level of preparation ahead of the CHAN that will be played later on in August 2025. Remember, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania will co-host this tournament, which is very crucial and will lay down the roadmap or even the plan ahead of the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations. For the lovers of football, the patriotic Kenyans, at least this is a match for you to follow this particular weekday. I know, like, the season is over, football no more, but how friendly the Harambee Stars will be playing. Anyway, many thanks for the men and women behind the scene, for you, our esteemed viewers, for always keeping us a company in the last 44 minutes or so. My good name is Auma Evans. Leah Ombui has been our sign language interpreter tonight. I beg your pardon, it's Naomi has been our sign language interpreter tonight. Until then, you have a lovely night and God bless Kenya. All right.